Baby, the body be like, Miss Ma'am, I'll see you in the morning. But make sure it's not the liquid because you don't want it to get stopped through secure. Like, no, I will be on a private jet. Don't fly Spirit. Hey y'all, welcome back to Through with a Splash of Tea, a podcast where we either speak to brilliant people, do this thing one-on-one, or have best friend chats with my best friend T. I'm your host Cass, and let's get right into it. Okay, so fun fact, sometimes I film these back to back, so yeah. Oh, if you're listening, I'm wearing the same thing as yesterday's episode because I filmed yesterday's episode literally 30 minutes ago, not even. Okay, today we're going to talk about travel do's and don'ts. I am very much a travel girly. So, starting at the age of 17, I traveled every year for my birthday. So I was blessed enough to visit places like Mexico, Houston, Greece. Where else have I been? I don't know. New York. I've been to London. I've been to, I don't know, a few places. Anyways, I've been blessed to go to these places, and within those travelings, I've learned a few things. So here's going to be a few things that I picked up when I travel. These are my do's and don'ts. Obviously, it's not like edged in stone, like you can do whatever you want, but these are the things that I like to do when I travel. Having traveled a few places, I really like to travel. Do you guys like to travel? I mean, I feel like what else, like I like excursions, I like things like that, so why not do it in another country, right? Anyways, okay, so our first do that is like a non-negotiable for me, well, when I'm planning a trip. If you're planning it, you don't have to do this, but it's whatever. Itinerary. I am very much an itinerary girly. I've always been an itinerary girl. So like I need to know what's going on. Like what are we going to do? Like what am I going to present to my friends as this is the trip? I need to have something to give to the girls. Like, all right, this is what I have planned. This is where we're going to go, and this is what I have planned for us to do while we're there. And I've done research. I know this is a hot spot. Like I've done my cross-referencing. Like I need an itinerary. So that's very much a do for me. And when I started traveling like a lot, I would do a very intensive itinerary. This is noon, this is 2, this is 4, this is 6, this is 9, this is 1 a.m. I would like, but I noticed that we would obviously never finish everything on the itinerary. And duh, because like when you're on vacation, you don't want to do everything like that. And I'm not like a super drill sergeant on vacation. Like I'm not like, we have to go, ladies, we have to go. But I'll be like, all right, ladies, like, do you want to do this, the next thing? Like this is the XYZ is the next thing. Y'all want to do that? Or like, I'll be like, okay, well, XYZ is at X o'clock. So do y'all still want to do that? Or do y'all want to do something else? Like I'll always ask about it and like catch the vibe typically. Doing the back-to-back itineraries, it was like kind of a waste of time. So now what I do is I'll do an itinerary. Every day probably has like 3 major things, and then we can fill in the middle with whatever we want. Well, okay, that's a lie because it'll probably have like 3 things for us to do, and then it'll be like 2 restaurants, and then that's it. That'll be like the whole day. And then I'll do that for every day, and then at the bottom it'll be like extra restaurants. So I'll have like a 4 extra restaurants, and then extra excursions, and then I'll have 4 extra excursions. So if we ever need to, and then like local places, like places to visit, like I'll do like additional things just in case we need like other things at the bottom. But y'all don't have to do it that crazy or whatever. But definitely a do for me is an itinerary or some sort of plan/schedule on vacation. Something that makes you have to research the place you're going to. That is what it is. Like the goal is for you to have a plan when you go, but also be knowledgeable of the place that you're visiting. And then I feel like an itinerary, a schedule, some sort of list of things you're going to do, that helps you do that. It helps you plan while you're there as well as be knowledgeable of the place that you're visiting. Okay, so a major don't for me a major don't for me is do not take a nap before going out. Just don't, baby. The amount of times me and the girls have slept through our evening plans is not even funny. Is not even funny because we like to do like some sort of excursion in the morning, like something like water, or like, you know, like horseback riding or ATVing, like something like big, hefty. We like to do that in the morning. Scuba diving, like we like to do something like that exerts a lot of energy, and then we'll get home in the afternoon. It'll be like late afternoon. Like we'll do the excursion, we'll go eat. It'll be late afternoon, and we have the nerve to take a nap and then want to get ready and go out. Baby, the body be like, Miss Ma'am, I'll see you in the morning. Bro, I'll see you in the morning. I'll see you in the morning. Or, well, like, you'll wake up at 2 a.m. Be like, damn, we were supposed to be out by 11. No, you will wake up at 2. No. Don't do the nap. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for I'll just take an hour or a 2 hour nap prior to going out, baby. You won't see the out. You're gonna be in. You're gonna be very much in that evening, which is okay. You can be in. Go stay in. Be in. Like that's it. On vacation, you can have a girls' night in, even though you're on vacation. You can do that. You can do that. I know a lot of people are like, we gotta explore the outside. We can explore the outside and have a girls' night in. There is no wrong way to vacay, but you got to make sure that the ladies are on the same page. The ladies want to do the same thing. You don't want to fight on vacation, but I digress. I'm getting too far ahead because that's the worst thing. You do not want to fight on vacation. That is just no. You want to go on vacation and relax. Okay. Another do for me is please, if you are a girly that likes to pack the looks, that likes to do what it do, step out when you step out, weigh the suitcase. Weigh the suitcase. Get the suitcase scale. The suitcase scale is one of the best things I ever bought. Because I don't know about y'all, but I can say that there has been a time or two where I have been the person in the airport transferring clothes. Oh my gosh, that's literally the bane of my existence. That is having been the person at the airport on the ground transferring clothes from one suitcase to the another. I can't even say it right. To the other has proven to me that I will be a private jet girly. That has proven to me that I'll be a private jet girly. Because Cassandra, you cannot get things under wraps. You can, and I don't feel like I should have to. I don't feel like I feel like I should be able to pack the suitcase as long as it can close. I'm not crazy. I don't think that it should be busting open, but I feel like as long as it should close, we should be able to. I know. The plane can only carry so much. I get it. But like I don't whatever. This will no longer be my problem. This won't be my problem when I get a private jet. So that's solidified to me. Having crouched down in the middle of the airport, transferring the jeans because you know they're heavy. That went from like southern old man to like smoker, like Tennessee smoker. But no. Honestly, no. Having been squatted down at the airport, transferring the heavier things to the carry-on, but make sure it's not the liquid because you don't want it to get stopped through security. Like, no. I will be on a private jet. This isn't even about me. Just buy the scale. Buy the scale. But I no longer be transferring clothes. That was the older version of me. I no longer do that now because I have the scale. See? I have the scale. I have the scale now. Baby, don't fly Spirit. I know the prices are enticing, and I know you feel like you're broke, and I know the bank account is telling you can't even go on this trip, but you have to go to Atlanta because all the girlies are going, and this is one of your first girls trips, and you need to be there. You need to go. The girls are going. I understand all that. I've been there. But don't fly Spirit. Don't do it. And if you feel like you need to experience it for yourself, just go into it with as much patience. Go into that entire experience before you step out of the car or the shuttle or whatever you take to the airport. Before you leave that vessel, take some time to think breathe and channel patience, and then walk into the airport, okay? I say this with my whole heart. I say this with my entire heart. Um, I've experienced spirit. I just don't advise it. I don't advise it, but if it's something that you feel as though you need experience for yourself, I completely understand that. Just go in there with the utmost level of patience, and you will most likely survive the experience. You will most likely survive the experience. And may the Lord be with you. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. All right, the next do that I want to do is bring the kids. Bring the kids. You can bring the kids on vacation. I don't like when parents say that, oh, yeah, we haven't vacationed in years since we have a kids and we can't do it. Bring the babies. Bring the babies. They'll have fun. You'll have fun. Everybody will have a good time. Everyone will have a good time. I promise you that there will be at least one memory, positive memory created on that vacation. That I can assure you. And it's worth it. Bring the kids. And this is coming from somebody with no kids and only nieces and nephews and godkids and littles like that. But hey, I say bring the kids. Bring the kids. Bring the kids. Bring the kids. Bring the kids on vacation with you. You can do it. If you can afford it and think that you simply don't want to bring them or can't vacation with them because they'll be too rowdy, because it'll just be a mess, because they'll be all over the place, you're not right. Bring the kids. Have a great time with them. Do all that. You don't need to wait to not have them. But also on the flip side, if you always take the kids on vacation with you, you need to leave the babies at home. Okay? Leave them at home. If you always take them on vacation with you, you can just go with you and your wife or you and your husband and have a dandy time. And if you don't have kids, take all the vacations. I love to vacate, and I always say take all the vacations in the world. Take them. Take them. See the world. See the world. You learn so much by seeing the world. And that's another reason why you should bring the kids. There's so much knowledge in seeing the world. And I didn't know that, I didn't really fully understand that until I started traveling so much. And I was like, there's so much knowledge in other cultures, and laughing with other cultures, and trying to communicate in a country where you do not know the language at all, and trying to communicate and having such a language, you don't know, look at that language, they don't know, look at your language, and you're just trying to communicate that alone, you learn so much about mannerisms and people and what is universally funny and universally understood. Oh my God. Yeah. Bring the kids so they can learn. I think yes. Traveling is like school. Hello. What? Don't when you're in a country that when you're speaking, okay, let me just say this. When you're speaking to anyone, whether you're in another country or not, when you're speaking to anybody that doesn't speak your language, so if I'm an American, I am an American. When I'm speaking to somebody that doesn't speak your language, do not yell. Please, don't yell. Don't start yelling. And I know this is just a natural thing because I've done this before. When I was in Mexico, I vividly remember myself yelling the Spanish word or yelling the American word in order to have that transition to Spanish in some realm in my brain. Why do we get louder when we're trying to say something to somebody in another that speaks another language? Why is volume the direction we take? I never got that. Even when trying to speak that language, even when I was trying to speak Spanish when I was speaking Spanish, not even trying to, even when I was speaking Spanish, because I had the words, I had it said to me by Google Translate. I had the voice say it to me, so I knew how to say it. I'm pretty good at parroting. I parrot not by word but by sound because it's easier. Quick side note, if you need to parrot somebody or if somebody said something in another language and you need to say it back to them, don't try and focus on the words that they are saying. Don't say, what was that first word? What was that? Don't do that. Just have them say it one more time. Say it one more time. Say it again for me, and just parrot the sound. The sound will be way easier. That's what I do. I just parrot sounds. So when Google Translate says it to me, I parrot the sound. I would always like parrot the sound so loudly. And I don't know why I did that. Don't do that. Don't yell in another language just because it's another language. It's like when we yell when we yell at older people, why do we do that? Like, I don't understand why. I'll see a person screaming in another person's face, like not aggressively, but like so they can hear. And it's like, you don't even know if the person's hard of hearing. You're just yelling just to yell. Like, why do we do this? I have so many questions. Like, what? Okay. Another do. Do. Ooh, I'm big on this. I'm big on looking presentable at the airport. I think when you go to the, and when I say presentable, I don't mean like you don't have to be dressed to the nines. You don't have to wear heels to the airport. You don't have to be business cash. You don't have to be in a ball gown. But also, I also feel like there's no issue with either of those. There's no issue with business cash. There's no issues with the ball gown. You can travel in anything you want. But I do feel as though you need to look or you should look presentable, whatever that means to you, only because, and this is just a cast rule, like you don't got to do this, but only because you never know who you're going to meet at the airport. I've had so many conversations with different people at airports, like, or not even specifically at airports, because I won't say that. I won't say at airports, but I will say like on planes. I've had like conversations with people, like if I'm going on a girls trip or if I missed a flight and I have to fly alone now, like when I went to Jamaica. I can't believe I missed that. I can't actually believe I missed that flight. Anyways, like I've had so many different conversations with different people on airplanes, and it's just like you never know who you're gonna meet. So like if you're gonna be dropped in this place where you can meet anybody going to anywhere in the world, like just anyone, I would want to look presentable. I don't know. Just whatever presentable means to you. I feel like when you go fly, you should be that to go to the airport. Yeah, that's very much a do for me. But I know some people like to go to the airport in like with a blanket and a bonnet and all that stuff. That ain't wrong. That ain't my do. But do that if that's what you do. Don't let nobody tell you you're wrong. A don't for me is don't comment. Oh my goodness. And I feel like we learned this when we were literally children. Do not yuck somebody else's yum, especially in their country. That's literally like somebody coming to your mother's house and eating dinner and telling her that her food is gross. Like, no. Or going to your house and you know, I just, and even if it's true, it doesn't matter. Even if it's true, I'm not saying you have to finish it. I'm not saying you have to eat it, but like, don't go to another country or another space. Don't fly to another place. Don't travel to another place at all. I don't care if it's in your same country. Don't travel to another place and expect to have the same food or the same experiences that you have in your country. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't enter another country with a closed mind, because that's essentially exactly what you're doing. Don't do that. And part of doing that is yucking the way that they do yucking their food. Don't do that. Don't yuck somebody's food. Don't yuck people's culture, especially a place that you're traveling to. Big fan. Like, what are we doing? I can't. That's a big no for me. Like, to like insult people's culture, or I understand you not liking it. I'm not saying you have to like everything that you eat in another place. You're not going to like everything, but like the people that sit there and be like, have a conversation about the food being nasty. What are we doing, kid? Like, I don't like that. And people that expect the food to be like American food. Like, you expect that food to be like the American food. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. When you're out, you expect all of it to be like American stuff. Like what? Don't get me wrong. You can be a picky eater. My best friend T is a picky eater. But when she goes out, when we travel, she's not expecting the Greek salad to take taste like the American garden salad because it tasted very different. She's not expecting that. So she'll be like, oh, okay, does this place have this American chain? Does this place have that American chain? But she's not expecting to go and sit down at a restaurant in this new country, in this different country, very different country than America, and experience something and order something and have it taste like how it does in America. We're not doing that because it doesn't make sense. It's not going to make sense. And if it's nasty, okay, if you find it nasty, that's cool. We can exchange it for something else. We don't have to sit here and have conversation in this beautiful country about how their food is just, oh, don't do it. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think you should do that. I don't think that's the vibe. I know that's not the vibe. Another do is, oh, when you are flying, you gotta bring a purse in a purse. You gotta bring a snack in your purse, girl. You gotta pack a snack, okay, for the airplane, because you never know. Sometimes wonky things be happening on airplanes, and maybe you don't get a snack that day. Or I like to bring a snack to have a backup snack because they give you a snack on the plane, but I need another snack. Even if it's a short flight, I might need another snack. So bring a snack. Bring a small snack. It could be some nuts, but I hate when I bring a snack that's like nuts, pistachio or something, and then they'll be like, oh, there's somebody with a nut allergy on the plane, and you're like, damn, I'm not trying to kill nobody, but I brought my nuts for the plane. But no, you can't. Definitely don't be the one to open. Don't be the one to open it. I will never be the one to open my nuts on a plane with somebody with a nut allergy. Don't do that. Don't be killing nobody on an airplane. That's not the vibe. But yeah, bring a snack. It doesn't have to be nuts. Make sure, actually, not make sure, but it's better if it's not nuts just to make sure that you can eat it. So bring a snack. Pack a snack in your purse. Yes, pack a snack. That's definitely something that I would do. Another don't is, I think, let's see. Okay, this is a very much me thing. Yeah. Don't feed the animals. Don't feed the animals on vacation, especially the monkeys. I always see the videos of monkeys going crazy. But I say this might be a me thing because I have seen people travel to countries where they're from and sitting down and feeding like wild dogs. And I think that's so cute. But I don't feed any animals when I travel because I always feel like they're going to follow me. And like, I like certain animals, but I don't love all animals. Like, monkeys kind of scare me. The way that they be jumping and hopping on top of people's heads and stuff. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. I don't need to feed the animals. But I do think it's cute when like the people when they're like feeding the pigeons in England, in London, like they're like feeding the pigeons. I think that's cute, but I would never do that. Or like Spain, but I would never do that. I would never be one of those people cuz I don't feed animals. I don't feed animals in my country. You want me to go to another country and feed wild animals? No. I just mm-mm. I'm okay. I'll watch you do it because I feel like you might have a grasp on what you're doing, but me, Cass, feed wild. No, I don't. That's not something that I'm doing. That's not something that I advise people to do because that's not something that I can't tame that. I feel like they're literally going to follow me home. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. A big do for me is before traveling, download a translation app and download WhatsApp. I always have WhatsApp. I'm Haitian, so like my mom loves WhatsApp, so I have to have WhatsApp. But the translation app like will always come in handy. So obviously, not obviously, because if it was obvious, you wouldn't have to say it. So nothing is obvious. Somebody told me that once, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's because obviously it's kind of rude. I guess I don't know, whatever. So. The translation app will come in handy if you're going to a place where they don't speak your language or English. If you're coming from America, get the translation app. I'm big on that. Another thing, if you are traveling to a place where you're going to be commuting a lot, the perfect, and I discovered it in college, so this is like a little bonus, a little asterisk. If you're a commuter, if you're in college, this is perfect for you in a new city. City Mapper. The app is called City Mapper. It's green and white. There's like a green little robot, I think, on it. Download that app if you're going to a place where traveling is the thing. Like when I went to DC, when I traveled to New York and like want it to be like a travel vibe, like that, like subway vibe, I get City Mapper every time. It's such a perfect commuter app. So I definitely suggest that. I'm going to do one more don't. The final don't I want to do is this is kind of like my last one, honestly, but so I won't go in on it heavy, but don't travel with uncultured people. You can typically get the vibe of whether somebody is willing to receive or is good around other cultures or being submerged in a new culture. So if you have friends like that, it's not best to travel with them. And I'm gonna let you know that. Maybe within the US or maybe to a place that's very similar to the US. I be hearing that Australia is similar to the US. I don't know how true that is, but maybe to a place that's similar to the US, but I do not advise traveling with uncultured people. It's not the vibe. You will not have a good time, especially if you are a social butterfly, very much an extrovert. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't travel with people that don't like to learn new things and be in new cultures. Don't do that. Or I don't think you should do that. Alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna end there. I will do more of these because I actually really liked that. I liked like the travel stuff. You guys let me know like what your do's and don'ts for travel is. I want to know like what are your like hard no's or like what things do you suggest? Because I love to travel and I need to know. Like, yeah, give me the tea, guys. Give me the like, give me all the things that you love when you travel, like the gizmos and the gadgets, and like things that you like to keep in mind and remember. Because like I don't need to necessarily always just buy new things, but I like to like keep new ideas in mind. I'm gonna go. That was that. That was what was that? That was let me see. Pulling a blank here. Travel do's and don'ts. And like I said, I'm going to do another part of that because I really like that. So let me know your travel do's and don'ts. Let me know what your vibe is, what you like to do when you travel. If you're an excursion person, let me know what your favorite excursion is. One that I always think about that I wish I did when I went to Mexico that I will have to go back to Mexico for. Mexico has I wish I knew what it was called, but they have these very large underwater statues that you have to scuba dive to. Scuba dive? I always get scuba diving and snorkeling mixed up. Scuba dive. You have to scuba dive too. Oh my gosh. I didn't do it when I went to Mexico and I have to go back. I think it's in Cancun. I think it's in Cancun. I think it's in Cancun. But anyways, I have to like, I have to go back and do that. I'm gonna end things there, y'all. Thank you for watching if you watched. Thanks for listening if you listened. And like I always say, you can catch Through with a Splash of Tea every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on all streaming platforms and YouTube. Thank you so much, y'all, and you guys have a good night. Bye.